What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe, and we're going to talk about the SIMULOR a bit here. Okay, I'm still working on it. Actually, by the time this video goes live, I'll be into the second form of this weapon. There's some good things, there's some weird things, there's some maybe not so good things. It's all in really how you want to play the weapon. The weapon is seemingly very versatile in how it plays in different styles, but right off the bat I can tell you it's not going to necessarily fit everybody's style. That is for sure. Now when I first started playing it, in the back of my head I was thinking Penta, like a rifle version of the Penta, because technically it could be that same way, the way it shoots. Obviously, it's gravitational pull, so you're thinking like the vortex, because once you mix a couple of these together, it creates a vortex, okay? And it does suck things in, sucks in enemies, it procs enemies, does that type of stuff, as you can see there. So it becomes like a Vauban vortex, if you will. It can also be quick-shotted and exploded. And when you do that, it deals electric damage, which is kind of cool. So there's a whole bunch of different ways you could play it. I'm not 100% set on it yet. Like I said, I know I'm into my second format, and that's really at this point just because I want to fill up the mod slots that I need to have 2 former going in. And right now, just 2 V slots right now. So one's for Serration and one is for split chamber. The split chamber here, the multi-shot, is actually going to be a very important mod. When you don't have the multi-shot on, it's going to take 5 of these singularities before they pull together and become a gravitational vortex, if you will. When you add the split chamber, or the multi-shot mod, if you will, that takes it down to 3 because the multi-shot is shooting off 2, basically. Okay, you can't see it because it's got a 100% accuracy on it, so they're shooting in the same exact spot, basically. But that takes it down to 3, excuse me, so you can create your gravitational singularity quicker, and you can maintain it easier, if you will. Now, like I said, so once you have split chamber, your multi-shot on, it takes 3 to get in and create what you see there on the screen, okay? And then, as long as you keep firing at it with more singularities, whatever you want to call them, that will stay there. And it will actually reset its timer. It's got about 8 seconds, I think it is, before it automatically explodes on its own. You can right-click and explode it on your own at any time you want to. So if you want to go with a simple click shoot, you can do that. You can shoot it out and explode it as you need, and you'll see me do that a couple times in here, just like that, where I shot it and then exploded it, or like that. So it's kind of like, that's where you'd get like what would be a fake impact damage. You're gonna make it happen yourself, more or less. Versus, let's say, I think the Penta, where you drop it and if it impacts, and it explodes, if I remember correctly. But haven't used the Penta in a while. That's Zeta's thing. He's the Penta guy. But you know, so you've got all those things going. There's various ways in terms of where I've been playing it on different missions and seeing where it really fits in well. And honestly, it suits in really well, of course, inside of defense missions, if you will, because you can create this gravitational area where the enemies are going to have to try to walk through in order to get to the pod, if you will. So if you can set these up, great, especially if you got a couple guys setting up in different areas, even better. As you can see there, you could set it up multiple times. And you can pretty much just keep at that, and as the enemies get to it, they'll be sucked in a bit. They'll take a proc, the damage proc. I think it's magnetic damage is what they'll take over time. I'm not sure if they take any of your other... I'm sure it takes the element procs too when you put elements on it as well. But it is innate magnetic, so you can't change that. That magnetic will be there no matter what you do. So you can build in a higher magnetic base and then put in, say, a secondary element if you want to go with a dual element, that type of thing. In terms of mods, you can't use impact, puncture, or slash mods directly, the direct damage type mods, because that just doesn't it. This is a element only weapon, so you're gonna have to work around that. Specifically what I'm using at this point, I haven't really 100% decided. No, you can't use Sinister Reach. No, you can't use Firestorm, so you can't extend the distance of this thing shooting, and you can't extend the distance of the magnetic pull, which I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. I personally think that as you add more of these singularities together, it should pull up bigger, and it should have a bigger range automatically just as you add them. That's just an opinion. We'll see. They may change some stuff down the road too. I don't know. They make some tweaks to the weapon or not. And of course, you know, things change all the time. But so in terms of impressions of the gun, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's nice to have a weapon that would be kind of like a Penta, but more rifle state. You can kind of see here, though, I can't even reach the laser plates. I'm too far out, so I'm going to have to actually switch to my Vacor, which I'm working on as well right now. I think I got to go into third forma on it, but I can't shoot as far as where that, you know, that corrupted guy is right now, the heavy gunner, so I'd have to carry another weapon like this. But you can also use punch-through mods on the SIMULOR, okay? And the punch-through mod is kind of cool because it will actually go through enemies instead of bouncing. And so that's kind of cool. You can set up an area and it'll go through the enemies along the way. And of course, once it creates a singularity, it may suck them back in if they're close enough. Also, with having the puncture, it'll go through doors. It'll go through some walls, you know, that type of stuff. So you could stand on one side of a door, and I think I may do that once or twice here. You could stand on one side of a door without it being open and shoot through with this and kill whatever's on the other side just by creating that singularity and sucking them in and then exploding it before you even open the door. So there is some of that, I would say, cool factor in there. And if you're playing it stealth, you could even do even better too. This weapon will fit pretty well on a stealth type of frame, stealth type of character, because you can get in there and set up where you want to and then explode it however. Let's see, what else does it do? Yes, after 3 it will just continually have its thing. I'm not going to give you full details yet because I'm still working on it, like I said. 2 Forma will probably where I'm at by the time this video goes live. I don't know how much farther I'll go beyond that. I don't know what's needed yet until I figure out best ways to fit my style and mod it. Like I said, you can play it a ton of different ways right now. I do like that ability to shoot and then explode it for the electric proc. It's guaranteed electric proc every time there. You get a lot of procking out of this, okay? You get some critical hits, you'll get some magnetic procs, of course, because always have magnetic. So there's a lot of good things. And there's also a lot of people that are probably going to say, it's cool, but it doesn't really fit your style. And I can see that too. I can see where it's not going to fit everybody. And for some, it'll be a mastery fodder. But then again, what weapon in-game doesn't fit that way? And there we go. I'm around the corner. And I've just killed the Ancient without ever touching him. Just from that. Which is kind of cool. Reload's like 3 seconds, so it kind of has a long reload on it. But it's pretty ammo efficient in terms of things, so you're not going to like bust through your ammo. Or at least I haven't yet. It may change, we'll see. As you can see, it's going through the door. It's creating that singularity on the other side of the door. And if I don't touch it, it'll explode on its own in 8 seconds. It will bounce. It will bounce. If you have the puncture mod on, though, it will only do that one bounce on the ground type of thing. If you don't have the puncture mod on, It'll, well, let's just say it'll always bounce the one time if you hit it towards the ground. If you hit it directly at the enemy and you don't have puncture mod on, it's going to bounce off the enemy. If you do have the puncture mod on, it'll go through the enemy, and at that point you could choose to let it keep going, or you could choose to, you know, explode it, auto-explode it, if you will, just by simply right-clicking, in terms of PC anyway. I love it when you're running these missions and you have to go all the way back to kill one guy that's sitting somewhere that wasn't there in the beginning because of how it spawned. But so, do I like the weapon? I think it's pretty cool. I need a little bit more time, obviously, to tweak it until I think I would have something that's like where I'm extremely happy with it and I can kind of say this is the way I like playing it. You know, 75,000 Samari's Syndicate rep, so if you've been farming and you've been getting your rep, now is a good time to use it. If you haven't already used it on, say, the Helio skin, which I didn't, so I still had it for this, so so it's not that hard to get. We saw the resource requirements, and I'll talk about that again when we're talking about setting things up. But overall, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a nice weapon. I like it. I have no problems with it. It's got some good and bad flaws to it. It's pretty good in the crowd situation, in defense missions. Running around, though, it may or may not really suit, depending upon the particular mission. And you could get it to suit in, say, an interception. You can get it to work in survival. I mean, you can get it to work now, you know, exterminating stuff where you're setting up where it's going to be. So... but it's not going to work for everybody, and it is what it is. I think it's a great gun. I think it's nice. It's unique. It's different. There are some, you know, issues in terms of range and distance where you can shoot and that type of stuff. So it's going to leave you some kind of a challenge there. But overall, I do think it's a solid weapon to have in the arsenal. And only time will tell if they make some more changes to it where it will have a better gravitational pull. But that's it for now. Comments, questions below. Thanks for watching. And I will catch you guys next episodes. Until then, we'll see you soon.